Welcome back to another episode of Couch Talk. You're watching and listening to SitM Podcast. I'm here joined with a few good guests, and I'm going to go ahead and start over to my left. Ladies first, please welcome Miss Yada Marie.
Hi, y'all.
Miss Tutu.
Hey.
Jason. And King K Kimbu. How y'all doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. You know, the spirits is good. It's payday. You know, I'm feeling good.
Not for me.
Oh, well.
I'll say well.
All right, you know, so I got a couple good topics for y'all. I think I'm going to go ahead and start it off like this. Ladies, why is it difficult to get into a relationship pretty much after college? You know, they say when we go to college, that's where you're supposed to find love. That's where, you know, you get your degree, get out of college, get married, go on and live happily ever after. But sometimes that's not the case. And when that's not the case, you know, it tends to be difficult, especially after college. So ladies, why is it difficult to find or get into a relationship right after college?
That's a good question. So, I mean, like you said, like that's the mindset that I had when I was young. I thought it was kind of like an automatic thing. Like you'll go to college, you'll automatically meet your husband, and that's it. Like now you grow up and you're like, bruh, don't work out like that. But I mean, I guess it's hard because, you know, after college you're focused on finding a job if you didn't find one, you know, before you graduated, for real. Going through all of that, trying to figure out exactly what you're about to do. If you're about to start grad school, you're about to not go to grad school, you're about to move out of state, stuff like that, all of that. And then you talking about post-grad depression and all of that plays a role in why it's hard, you know, to find a relationship after college. Because, I mean, it depends. At least for most women, I would say that's one of the reasons why, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely piggybacking off of what she said. Like, honestly, I didn't know it was hard to find. Like, I thought it was like what she said. It was just, you're gonna meet somebody in college, and it's gonna be like happily ever after and whatnot. But I didn't know that it's gonna be like difficult to find somebody, whatnot. And just like she said, it's like post-grad depression. You're trying to look for a job, and then sometimes it also depends on the guy too. Like some guys, they have to get to a certain age to actually mature and see like, this is what I want to do. So it's not everybody that's in school is like, okay, as soon as I graduate, I'm ready to be committed and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's also kind of a factor situation.
Well, Tutu, you talk about commitment. You know, for the gentleman, do you think it's hard to commit into relationships after college? Because, you know, when we're in college, it's sort of like, okay, you meet a girl, y'all probably talk for a couple months, couple weeks, see how it goes, and then if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, on to the next one. So do you think it's easier to commit or harder to commit after college?
Please
You want
tell
to take
T.
that?
Let me know.
I know.
Wait, you say is it harder to commit after college?
Yeah, commit into a relationship.
It depends. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends what you want as a man. You know what I'm saying? If you're going in there like, yo, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna get my education. If I meet someone, we could build something great. You know what I'm saying? Like, personally, like for example, right? I went to HU, right? Only reason I went there.
The real HU?
I know.
The
You want to start a debate with a people?
Hey, I'm about to wreck her. HU, you know.
Alright, shout out to HBCUs. Okay.
So, like, the only reason I went there is because the ratio of females to male. Like,
What?
More females.
That's the reason why you went there.
I'm dead ass.
My man's had ambitions and
That's
goals.
the ambitions as a rider. You know what I'm saying? That's the only
Literally,
reason I went
ambitions
there.
as a rider.
So it's like, what do you want? If you're going to school, like there's people that go to school to go get their education and all of that, but you can meet people and all of that stuff and try to see how you can work on it while you're in college. But at the same time, if your mind is, yo, I'm just going to go get my degree and all of that and move on, that's fine. If I meet somebody, whatever it is, we're going to work on that. But with females, I feel like with everything that's going on nowadays, females nowadays are more independent. Like they have this thing where it's like, yo, I'ma do me.
Especially in this area.
I don't need no nigga to do this for me. So if you're going to school, if you're in med school, nigga, I'm in farm school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing me, you can do you or whatever. And if we meet in the middle, fine. If not, cool. You know what I'm saying? So that mentality where it's like they don't need somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So they're not really looking for it. So when you get out of school, life goes on. If you meet somebody else out of college and all of that stuff, fine. If you don't, cool. You know what I mean? So, but while you're in college, I don't think a lot of people are really thinking about it like, yo, I'm looking for a serious relationship. Speaking from a man's perspective, you know what I'm saying? It's college, you want to have fun. Like, you're young. Some people didn't come out of town, left their parents, like, yo, I'm free for the first time in my life. I'm going to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to experience all this type of stuff. I'm not really looking for anything after that. So I get why you can say it's a little bit tougher once they leave college, because it's like, okay, now what? I don't know how to treat a woman. I don't know how to talk to a woman. I don't know how to open up to her. I don't know any of that stuff. And women mature more than men. You know what I'm saying? Quicker. So they're already at a different level. Like, all right, nigga, I got my degree. I got this. What you got?
Right.
And you're still there like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I see it.
Can I dispel a myth first?
Yes.
I want to start by saying that, and I think that it's a myth because we typically don't take in, well, let me say what it is first. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it is more difficult for men to commit. So that's the myth there. And the reason why I say it's a myth is because typically when these conversations are had, we don't ask men, oh, is it difficult for you to commit? Right? What I think that the conversation needs to be skewed more towards is, okay, what is it that might cause a man not to, and we call it committing, but it's really just making a decision, right? And with men, there are many factors. Now, naturally, as a man raised in a home where you have, like the man, you have the woman, you have some type of roles. It's a man, or in my place, what I'm thinking about before I am, courting or getting ready to marry a woman or proposing to her, I'm thinking about how I'm going to take care of her. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about how, if we have kids, how those kids are going to be taken care of. So when we speaking about committing, we're speaking just as far as the relationship is concerned. But then, what comes next? Yeah. What really comes next? And I think that's another factor that most men are thinking about that we're not thinking about when we're making the statements as far as, oh, men don't just want to commit.
Yes.
Because most men are, as a man, I don't want to go propose to somebody's daughter and come keep her in the house and there is no growth. Right. And engage her and we stayed 3 years engaged. Mm-hmm. Or, we have a kid and there is no structure as to how that kid will be provided for or taken care of. And so as far as that is concerned, I'm not rushing into anything to do that if me, myself, as a man, I am not ready. Now, that is not a lack of my commitment to that woman. Mm-hmm. That is me saying that I am not ready for the marriage part of it. I can be ready and committed to her as far as being in a relationship with her, but as far as being able to build a family and stuff, I ain't ready for that. So that's the first thing that I would say about that.
I think, like, are you thinking about that right after college? Like, when you graduate, is that what you're thinking about? Like, yo, but because I think if you're coming out of college, you're thinking, like you said, like, you're thinking of how you can provide for that woman. You're thinking of how you can provide for the kids. You're not concerned about, oh, let me find a girl to build this and this and this with. You're thinking of, okay, let me go get a good job. Let me go get this so I can be able to provide for whoever I meet.
Right. But even to go back in connection to that, and even to the first question that was asked, right? I think is more difficult, yes, out after college. Primarily because also in college, yes, you have time to party and stuff, but in college you also have more time to spend more time with somebody, get to know them, right? It makes relationships easier to develop. When you now get out and you're in the working field, chances are you don't have that much time to hang out.
Yeah. But you make time for whoever you want to make time for, though.
That is true. And I'm a strong believer in that.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying, though. I understand, but...
Well, you make time, but what type of time?
If you are serious about somebody,
let's ask questions because you
somebody.
just pulling up to my crib late at night for a booty call is not necessarily.
That's true.
Okay. So
let's pose the question to the ladies, right? Do you think that, you know, this idea of what college love is supposed to be like, or after college love is supposed to be like, do you think that we were spoiled or misled by based on what we saw on television? Because all of these ideas are, you know, could be maybe misconceptions.
Yeah, definitely.
I really want to say yes and no, but I think more so yes, because I've had this discussion with somebody who literally, this guy hates Disney because of that. Like, he hates Disney because of Cinderella, and it's just put this mindset into women that, you know, this is how their lives are gonna be. Like, he's really anti-Disney for that, and I get it. But at the same time, it's not like, I mean, I'm not saying like everyone should have that mindset that you would, you know, have that fairy tale, but it's not like it's not possible. I don't want to say like it's not possible either, you know?
I mean, I think for the most part, almost all of us here went to HBCUs, right? You went to Eastern Shore, you went to NCCU, Bowie State, HU. This is the only PW guy here. PWI guy, you know, Maryland. You know. So, I mean, this idea of like black love, and we're all, you know, of African descent really here. So this idea of black love and this idea of what we're supposed to find, you know, your parents tell you, you're not supposed to date, you're not supposed to date, you're not supposed to date. And then when you graduate, it's like, oh.
Why the heck aren't you married with my grandchild? So
you know,
for a husband, like, bro.
So did you think coming out of college did you all have like a plan set in motion? Let me ask the guys this, because a lot of times you hear the females say, you know, they had their plans of when they were going to get married. Fellas, did you have that same mindset going into college? Like, you know, by this age I need to be married. By this age I need to have my career. By this age, you know, a lot of times we hear that the woman say, oh, I need to be married by 24 and have the kids.
I think that's more, it's more of a woman thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because women, from when they're girls, you know what I'm saying, they fantasize about their wedding day. From when they're girls, you know what I'm saying? So they start planning those things in their head, like, yo, this is how I want it to go. We just don't, I don't want to say don't care, we just don't think about, it's not in the forefront of our mind. About life, like, okay, we know how from the regular norms, especially as Africans, we're supposed to provide. We're supposed to do this, so we have to find means to be able to do that. Y'all worry about how y'all wedding should be. I'm gonna worry about how I'm gonna pay for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, go ahead. Yeah, I gotta come see your parents. I gotta bring this. I have to bring 6 boxes of rice, 1 goat. You know what I'm saying? How am I gonna get that if I don't got a job? How am I gonna get that if, you know what I'm saying? And with how we've been groomed to think, it's like you have to go to college to get there. You have to go to. So it's like, if I come to you and I'm like, they're like, young man, what do you do? I'm a businessman. What type of business? You can't really tell. But if you go up to a girl's parents, you're like, yo, I'm a graduate of this. I got this. I got this. Hey, my daughter, come and greet your husband. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, we don't really think about it. We just think about that part of providing for what has to happen. Because women are thinking about it. It's like, yo, after a certain age, I can't have kids.
Yeah.
At 60, my sperm still works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can go out there and find an 18-year-old, and you know what I'm saying? But they think about stuff like that. Females think about, like, yo, after a certain age, I can't have kids. I don't have time.
At 30, it goes down like a solid 20%.
You feel me? So they think about all of that. So we're not thinking about that. We're just worried about providing. So by any means necessary, we're going to have to provide. So the thing about whether it be in college or after college or whenever it be, because I don't think people that are in college date exclusively, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody in college that really says, like, I'm going to commit to you.
I've seen some.
You know.
In college?
That's really good.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's true, but I've seen a few that have done that. Like, even young ones, because, you know, freshman year, when you meet
there's people that I know that
have gone all 4 years.
High school, and you've been with your high school sweetheart. It's rare.
It's rare.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't really think about that. We're just like, bruh, I'm a guy. I have XYZ years to go. But females on the other hand is like, nigga, I got 10 years. What you gonna do?
Right.
Jason, what are your thoughts?
I'm being quiet because like I think that one thing that we're not addressing again, and I'm not even coming at the ladies here. Like I really just want to ask, like, what is this assumption about? Like women are just like women are easily committed. Because I beg to differ, right? I think that women are committed to their wedding day. I think that women are committed to I'm so serious.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like are they committed? Are they committed to the relationship?
Right.
Are they committed? Are they committed? Are they committed to the idea? Are they committed to the idea of marriage, or are they committed to actually making sure that something productive comes out of it?
Right.
Because it seems to me that, especially when we're speaking about that, and if I were to take apart, I would say that, well, truly, men, they're not committed to maybe rushing and taking that altar and swearing off, but they are essentially committed to marriage because they're thinking about what happens beyond that I do day, right? They're thinking about that. So that's another myth that we need to get rid of, right? Because I think that gives women the pass to just feel like, well, yeah, you ain't committed. What's wrong with you as a man? Why are men like this? Why are men so, like, why does it take them forever to just make a decision? No, because these are decisions that are very, very crucial, right? We're not just gonna rush and get into a marriage and we are not ready for it, and then after the wedding day, after the pomp and circumstance, after the friends and after the money showering and after all that glitz and glamour, and now you and I are sitting there facing each other and we don't know shit about each other, right? Like what is this, right? And we're facing each other and bills are due, and we're facing each other and we have problems coming our way and we're not even united. Right? So what is the point of the commitment? Right? We need to redefine commitment according to what will actually we need to redefine commitment in the lines of marriage, in the lines of building life. Because what are you committing to? Because anybody can commit to anything. I can commit to this liquor and I can drink every day, right? I can commit to whatever. I can commit to having the best wedding day ever. Because especially now with the viral social media age, it's a competition. Everybody trying to outdo somebody, and ladies will lose their mind if their weddings are not the it thing.
Don't have the
drive. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But then what are we truly committed to?
So then let me ask this question, right? You talk about commitment. Is there certain qualities that maybe women look for in the men, like wholeheartedly, before they'll say, you know what, this is it, I'm gonna commit to this man? So what are these qualities outside of the generic ones like cheating and non-cheating and money? Outside of those two things and handsome looks, let's just say, outside of the generic basic questions, what other qualities are women looking for in men for them to commit to a man?
Can you ask them specifically what they're looking for?
Sure.
That's true.
Besides the generic.
We need somebody, a protector.
Okay,
that's like one of the top. This all stems to this whole discussion that's been going on. Like this, like this whole.
Are you talking?
No, yeah, like this all stems to this whole topic. People have been going back and forth about like why don't women submit to a man, and it stems all to that. And women will submit to a man, number one, of course, with the things that you said. He has to be a protector. A protector. We have to be able to trust you with our life. Literally. If we are walking in a parking garage and somebody runs up, you should be in front of me. Facts. You should be in front of me.
So who will you to tell the story?
Not me.
Who will tell the police? Who will tell the police what happened?
Well, what's making it just there?
I know, right?
That's what it is.
No, but seriously,
you've been a awfully quiet. Let me hear your thoughts.
No, but I'm definitely piggybacking off of what she said, because everything she said, besides the genetic, for real, honestly, like, I'm not going to sit there and tell a man, your actions is going to prove to me that this is who I want to be with. Like, it's, besides, like you say, like, the whole generic, like, oh, money and just not cheating on me and loyalty and stuff like there's other things to go about. There's other ways to go about that besides just that stuff. Like, just show me and prove to me that these are things, like, little things. Like, I don't have to tell you, oh, if I'm having a bad day, you're going to bring me roses. Just do it because you care about me. Like, just do little things and, oh, I see this is that. I mean, some people do it. Some guys do it nowadays. Like, they will cash out their girlfriend.
And just randomly.
Let me ask y'all this. Like, as female, y'all know exactly what y'all want in a man. And all that stuff, right? So what about these independent women that be like, I don't need a man, I don't need all of that?
You know, I just had a discussion recently, and it made me think, like, I feel as though we need each other. That's the point that I've come to after kind of like men and women need each other, period. So this whole idea.
So, same way you said, if somebody run up in the parking lot and you expect me to protect you, what if I'm expecting you to do something? You're independent, right? You're independent, right? You don't need...
I didn't say I was independent.
That whole independent thing, okay, wait.
I mean, I am, but that's not what I was saying.
So how far does your independence go?
So listen,
how far does your independence reach?
at the end of the day, if I see somebody trying to run my man, I'm riding for my man. Like, that's what it is. If somebody's about to run up on him or something like that, I'm fighting into. If I get beat up, I'm gonna get back up, and that's that.
That's a fact.
Personally, right? I'm saying, let's think about this. Like,
no, but that's a
all
fact.
all these females that say, I don't need a man. You graduated from college. You got you a good job. All that. I don't need a man. I don't need you to do nothing for me. I can change the light bulb by myself. I can do all of this by myself, right? But then you meet somebody or whatever. You're like, hey, let me go out on a date with him. Y'all getting mugged right there, like point blank. Are you looking at him now like, oh, nigga, I need you? Why?
Because you are a protector.
We both gonna fight this out. We gonna ride.
Cool. I'm gonna talk to her. Not you. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make is there's some women that feel like I don't need a man, and I blame Beyonce and them for this whole Miss Independent shit.
But you see, Beyonce is going home to her husband, and a lot of people aren't understanding that. Like, they are, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, after a while, like, I mean, I am independent, but I've never been that type of person that's independent and I don't need a man. Like, those are two different things
I don't need a man, because at the end of the day.
So what do you need a man for?
I feel like a man and woman just need each other. That's just how we were born.
For what?
That's a good question.
For what?
Let me think.
Because if you ask me, right?
You don't think we need each other?
No, we need each other, and here's why.
Why?
I believe our goal on planet Earth, as male and female, is to reproduce and keep the human race going. That's why I need y'all.
That's
it. We need some.
Fund my kids and let's keep it going. I need somebody to. I need this human race to keep going. Not to sound like a dick, but you know what I'm saying.
You sound like a dick, bro.
Right?
Fuck it. I'm gonna be a dick. I'm gonna be devil's. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying?
Just keep it 100. This is a open, honest forum. So we're here to learn.
I need when God made Adam and Eve. You think that Eve was in there thinking, damn, if a leopard pop up this motherfucker, I'm gonna need this nigga to do something? No. She's thinking, okay, we're here, now what? You know what I'm saying? So when you go back to talking about, Adam and Eve ate the apple and all that, no, they had sex to reproduce and make us here today to keep going, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? That's what. If you find somebody that's dope enough, they have the qualities that you want, they have the character that you think is great to be able to pass on to the next generation, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you. Anybody can fuck anybody and have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you see people that have good characters, good qualities and all of that, they come from a background that was, you know what I'm saying? I know what I want. I want my child to be respectful and all of that. And if I see a girl, I'm like, yo, she thinks the same way I think. She portrays those characters that I want to see when I'm dead and gone. The next person that says, oh, I'm Kimbo's son, they'll be like, oh yeah, that nigga was cool. He was. I could see that in you. Keep that going. That's a human race. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So Kimbo, let me ask this question, right? We talk about, the roles and responsibilities of why we're here. Before we even get to commitment, being in relationships, all of that, right? There's always the beginning stage. There's always this talking stage or getting to know someone, courting, dating. Honestly, there's all differences, right? What are those differences when it comes to relationships, right? And then how do you identify what stage you're in?
Wait, thank you that you even brought this one up.
I know.
This is what I was waiting for.
I know, right?
Please, you guys, tell me your definition of dated.
And court, I want to hear.
Because technically,
Yeah.
I don't even use the word courting. I say dating. It's
Nobody
like
use courting. We're
my
not
thing-
Shakespeare.
I know, right?
So like, okay, let me tell you what I think first of all. So dating, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it, so that's why I want to hear y'all like.
You just went straight to dating. You just kept talking and.
Right, but
No,
I don't get
I
that.
get what you're saying.
I hate this word talking. I hate it so bad.
What do you mean? Why?
Alright,
I'm talking.
Let's bring it all back. So let's start with Isa too. Go ahead.
Okay, so what is dating? Like, so like you can be dating one person. Are you dating just one person, or you dating exclusively with multiple people? So which one is dating? I'm confused. Like that's what it is. I know talking, right? If you say I'm talking to somebody, basically I'm getting to know somebody, and I want to feel their vibes out and see how they are, and stuff like that. But then when you say I'm dating so and so, say somebody's dating me. Okay, you're dating me as in we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or so then what is a relationship like? You get what
Here's
I'm
what I
saying?
think, right? Here's what it is. Here's what I think, right? Dating and being in a relationship is two different things.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with that.
complete separate things. If I'm dating you, it's not exclusive.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, I don't think it's exclusive. I could be dating you, but I'm still entertaining other people.
So you're doing baby boy things.
No. Fine boy teams.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But once you're in a relationship, like you're forming a bond with somebody. You guys have sat, you've talked, you've passed the dating part where it's like, okay, I've talked to you, I've talked to this other girl, and I feel like you're the one that I want to build something with.
Right.
That's a relationship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're in a relationship with that person. You're trying to build You're trying to build a relation between you and that person to be able to get to the next level. But dating, courting, talking, all that other stuff, that's baby steps.
Yeah, so then why people say I'm dating so and so?
It could just be ignorance. Like that's what I personally think.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clear it.
People could think dating means that it's exclusive. I don't.
Okay.
I can say I'm dating you, but I'm not 100% committed to you until I tell you, like, yo, I'm in a relationship with you. I'm like, once you hear that word relationship, how many syllables? Relation.
So
When it was 4 syllables, we good. We're authentic. Feel me?
Okay.
so 1 second. Let's go to Yada and then Jason. I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, I agree. Like I said, I hate the word talking so bad because it's just like talking is just, I guess you text to someone or whatever the case may be with this generation network. But dating is like, yes, you go up because, I mean, the reason why I don't like talking is because I'm not going to sit there and text somebody for like 2 weeks and I'm not going on a date with them. I guess that's the reason why.
Yeah, better.
That's why I don't even acknowledge for that talk. So, date, you going on a date with somebody, you could go on a date with somebody else. That's when you're seeing people, And I guess the courting is a relationship more so.
I think courting.
That outdated word anyway, but that would be a relationship. Yeah, like when you're in a relationship with somebody, you cut out all the other people that you were dating,
and it's
exclusive. Y'all are committed to each other. Period.
Jason?
I
think dictionary, please.
I
was gonna say we should redefine these words.
Nah. Hey, chill on me. So I think that when it comes to this, it is our inability to communicate effectively. So if you are talking to somebody, right, then you as the lady, at least when you start feeling like something's going somewhere, or as the man, you have to clearly state what this is.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing too is that hold on. Give me a second, bro.
Can a woman state that as well?
Give me a second. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Give me a second. I'm about to say that. So, you as a woman, right? You should be open to asking, what is this?
Yeah.
What are we? Right? don't be afraid to ask that
Not
question,
afraid
because
to
that
ask
is your life. Because then later on, when he says, "Well, I mean,
never serious.
we was just
Oh,
talking,"
If I
you're gonna turn around
Wasted my
like,
time.
and then that's why I said communication is key.
Yes.
Because you cannot assume anything.
Exactly.
Right? And that is part of being mature, right? It's part of growing up. It's part of being through this process. That way there's never no confusion.
Exactly.
And you pull up somewhere and my man's pulling up with a different chick,
Girl.
and then you mad and you fighting out in the streets looking stupid. Right? So so
You as a man
so I think that's and I think that these things are they're mutually exclusive to those relationships, because talking to some people will mean one thing and would mean totally something else to other people. So you guys, you and whoever it is, you have to define what you are and what stages you're in, so that there is no discrepancy about what this is.
Right.
So with these different stages, is there like levels to this? Like you got to pass level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, or are these things that just come up?
It varies.
No, let me hear. Let me say why. Because I could be a man, right, and I could see a young lady, and I could be.
man.
Oh,
Said child. Or Mrs. Child.
I'll give you that.
Yo.
I, as a man,
Thank you, sir.
right, I could see a young lady that I've been interested in for some time, right? I could say, yo, I know for a fact I want to date that girl. That girl might not be interested in me, right? So when I approach her, do I approach her like, look, this is what I want to do. This is the stage I want to get into. Like, can I skip stages? Can I just be like, look, I've been knowing you
What?
X
Skip?
amount of years. I'm saying,
You see a girl.
You
You
can
talk about.
skip in the sense of, I already know
what I
don't
want.
want to talk to you. I don't want to
You
go
wanna
through
be
that
with
process.
me.
I know I want to be with you.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So I can just keep all that. How you doing? Good morning, beautiful.
Let's
How was
talk.
your day? You know, it's like, look, girl, I like you. I want you. Now we can do this the easy way. Or we can do this the hard way.
Well, let me also ask this question, right?
Well,
Let me also ask this question,
wanna know
right?
what
Let me ask this
Before you
question.
answer, I really want to hear this. Let's wait and then let's see what this goes.
Okay, honestly, this stems back to what he was talking about. Like this whole, like you can't rush that. I don't know you from nowhere. No, first you made it seem like you ain't know the person and you just saw a girl.
I may not know the person, but I know of the person.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, no. Do you have you like actually talked to the person?
right? Because you don't know she got a man in
Right, like,
I can know
Afghanistan.
that. I can know that nigga ain't shit for you. I can know I can do better
but
for
you
you.
can also not be the nigga for me too.
That's
so
fine.
it's like,
But that's what I'm saying.
And you
It's
get
like
how
what-
you
it's
see,
like
this
what
is
he
how y'all
was
get
saying.
involved with crazy.
It's like what he was saying, right?
Telling you.
Wait, let's
Communication.
respect
If
each
I come
other.
up to you and I'm just like, look, this is what I want. I like you. I really think you're dope. That I think I could be this for you. It's easy for you as a grown ass woman to be like, nope, I have a man. I'm not doing it. And we keep it moving. I would leave you alone. You know, unless I'm some crazy nigga stalking you, like, nah. Nigga.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can skip that and just literally go to, look, this is where I want us to be. You have every right to say no. I'm not ready for that. I have whatever excuse you want to give, but at least I've communicated that with you,
That's your
so you
intentions.
know where my intentions lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's literally what he's saying. Just communicate with people. You can skip a stage. I can like I said. There's people that have met each other first day and just knew this is the woman I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Well, let me ask this question. I think that the reason why there is such a definition or a focus on the different stages, also because of the things that happen in different stages,
Yeah.
right? So we gotta talk about that too, because
Yeah.
you know, I know that definitely, like, some people have their rules that, you know, if we're not in set stage, sex ain't happening, you know, and then some people are more liberal. Hold on. And some people are more liberal about that, right? So, you know, and this is asking the ladies, because it seems like you guys are like, you must follow protocol, sir. So, like, you must go through the stages.
Right.
So I really wanted to ask you, right, what are the subsidies of each stage for you, right? And because that's probably why you're like, nigga, you ain't getting none in 3 months. Or you know,
that's outdated. Like the whole rule thing, like
that 3 months rule.
Okay. So answer my question. What are the things that should be happening, or what are the benefits of each stage, if I may ask?
What are the stages? Let's go through the stages first of all.
Right. So talking, which you don't know, right? Dating.
So all right, let's put the stages out there. Let's just set them out.
Getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
So you meet somebody.
So that's talking.
Okay, yeah. So that's talking.
So what happens in getting to know somebody?
You know, you just vibing the person.
You talking to somebody, you could be talking to somebody else, I guess. Whatever.
You have to go and talk to 6 different guys. That's your business.
So what can happen during that stage?
How do you get out of the talking stage? So
I guess it gotta involve more time together, really getting to know each other.
So then that progresses into dating.
Eventually, once you communicate and you
just
see,
go be like, oh, I mean, there's some niggas that be like, okay, let me take y'all on a date, and that be y'all first like encounter and stuff like that. But there also be times like, can I get your number? And then y'all vibe, y'all talk, y'all do all that stuff, and then it leads all that sex and leads up to going on a date. Mm-hmm. So it's just like.
So how many dates do you have to go on before you're out
of the
date?
There's no number. You can't really say that. There's no number for that.
When like if I meet you in a club, right? Mm-hmm. Cool, we're vibing and all of that. Boom, boom, boom. I get your number. I feel like females have this certain expectations, like, yo, this nigga has to show some type of interest in me before I can even be like, yo, let's hang out or let's go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're like, that's what Jay is asking. That's what you're asking. Like, what does it take for y'all to be like, okay,
no, exactly.
We can go out on a date. Is it me texting you every day?
Exactly.
Is it me calling you? Is it me asking how your day was? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe some shit that you just came out of some fucked up relationship that you're like, oh, this nigga never used to do that, but this nigga's doing this. But at the same time, us niggas know that. We know what to do to get y'all.
Not all the time.
You know what I can tell you? I can tell you consistency. Boom.
Yeah. But I ain't saying you gotta text me 24/7.
Yeah, not around all like, you know, but just like, hey, and not even, I'm not gonna say just y'all, us females too, we could do that. So, cause like you said, like,
thank you.
Like the whole interesting, like, if you approach me in the club and you know, get my number, I already know for a fact that you're interested in me because you approached me.
Right.
So it's like, I don't need you to kind of like tell me again that you're interested, because obviously if you wasn't interested, you would never ask me for my number.
Right.
So even as far as that is concerned, like, are you guys like traditionalists? As in, is the man that always gotta approach you, or do you make a move?
Hell no, I'm gonna shoot my shot, okay? If I see a fine ass. You are fine.
Tutu baby, available at all clubs.
I doubt females are gonna do
No, but there's some people that be on
today's day,
yeah.
Maybe a few years ago, no.
Well, I don't know, like there's some
and
people.
what clubs y'all be going to that females be walking up to? I need to
because it
start
definitely
going
ain't
there.
healthy to society. So let me tell you, I don't know, like, you know, some of these females, they're like, I feel like nowadays these females don't be trying to shoot their shot because they feel like a nigga should come up to them and just be like.
I feel like it's the opposite.
Really?
I'm a little confused now. First we got females shooting their shot, then we got independent women. Which one is it? Like, so as a man, if you're independent, right? If you're independent, you as a young woman, or I'm assuming you as a young woman are saying that, you know, you don't need a man for nothing. You're not going out looking for a relationship. You are just fine where you are with whatever you have, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're saying that, you know, as a woman, I can go ahead and shoot my shot, which is true. I think some independent women would do that. But then you also want to be wined and dined. You want the consistency. Yep. Like, which one is it? It just seems like you all haven't had that general consensus meeting to say, okay, women, in 2020, we're going like this. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
let me ask you.
Would you ever propose to a man?
Fuck no!
But you can walk up to a man in the club and talk to him.
That's different. I ain't gonna go to the club and be like, nigga, marry me.
Hold on.
I'm I'm not gonna walk up to her and be like, would you marry me?
I like that.
First of all, I would be in the club and I would see a nigga and I would just be like, I think you fine as fuck, or I think you cute.
What does that mean?
What
does that mean? What does that mean? If I walked up to you and just said
the same thing,
I think you fine as fuck. What does that mean?
What are your expectations after that? So what are your expectations after that?
If you tell me I'm fine as fuck, to ask me to get my number.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you proceed and ask for his number right after saying the same?
Wait. So what if I walk up to you and I'm just like, I think you're fine, and I walk away?
Okay, well then thank you for complimenting me.
I would just walk away.
But what if that was him shooting his shot?
What if that was my shot and I expected a certain response?
Make your clear intentions that that's you shooting your shot. Boom.
Auntie, good evening. I'm shooting my shots. You're fine. That's what I should do?
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna do it.
You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I'm shooting my shot at you. Like, obviously. But how do y'all even shoot your shot? Like, I feel like niggas be in the club and they be trying to dance with you, and that's their way of shooting their shot, or they could literally just come to you.
There's
like
15,000 girls in the club. If I choose you, there's a reason.
So what I don't think I've actually ever done the shoot your shot ever, because I just naturally believe in like, okay, I'm gonna have a conversation with you, and then if we vibe, and then that's that. Yeah. So I really don't know the traditional step up to you like, damn, like you fine, like I don't know those lines. It's difficult for me. Now, what I would say is that, and this is the question that I wanted to ask the ladies, which I don't think is being answered, is that through it all, right? Because it seems to me like, especially with women, you haven't truly decided how you want to go about things. You want to be independent, but at the same time, you do want to be wine and dine. You want to feel certain ways, but then there is just so much to it, and so much that is not being done. So my question to you guys is, how do you make it clear? How do you make it clear in terms of, okay, that's somebody that I'm interested in. If the guy approaches you, like, what are you doing? Are you telling him that, yeah, I'm interested in you too? Or are you like, you know, like some women do, play hard to get? Like which one is it?
Of course you don't want to
just come off so easy.
Like I was not, I'm not brave enough to shoot my shot for one. Like, but I mean, yeah, it just depends. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess in the whole, you know, communicating and whatnot, talking. I damn hate this word, but here I am saying it again. That's when you can like. Okay, eventually after, you know, talking to him for a few days after you meet somebody in the club, that's when you're like, okay, so shot your shot at me in the club, like, what are you looking for? Maybe a week or a few days later. That's when you ask, like, okay, so, like, what exactly is it that you were looking for that made you, you know, shoot your shot at me? Are you looking for a friend? Are you looking, you know, I don't know. To me, I don't necessarily think you should be looking for a relationship, I guess. But I mean, if I don't know, it's that's a whole another weird topic.
So you're asking about like if you're in the club, like
anywhere, not just the
club, but just anywhere.
Yeah, just anywhere.
And the guy tells you that he's interested. Basically, how would I respond to it? Damn.
Honestly, I'm not giving my number to somebody that I'm not gonna talk to unless I just feel like you're probably gonna try to shoot me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess it depends on like, and it's bad to say, but it's like you're basically kind of prejudging before you really get to know the person. Because if a guy comes up to me, he's like, "Oh, I'm interested in you. Let me get your number." I'm just like, no.
I mean, we know women do this. We know women do the whole judgment thing because. When you dance in the club and the dude like step up behind you and start dancing, you look you don't even look back. You look at your friend to get your friend to confirm if that is true. No, because y'all do this. Y'all do this. You look for your friend to give you a nod, a yes. Then you continue, and if your friend is like, yeah, he fine, then you proceed to like.
I've never done that. No. I'll say it because I'm just not really the type to really dance on niggas in the club. Period. In the first
But you
place.
never give your friend a confirmation like, mm-hmm.
They never gave me. I've never been the type to dance on a nigga.
Yada, you've never looked at a friend. Yada, you've never looked at a friend.
Never.
Are you sure?
Never.
Okay, I beg
My
to differ.
3 best friends will vouch for me right now. I'm not the type to really dance on niggas in the club, so.
We're not gonna call no names here. We're not gonna call no names.
I need some bread, and y'all can. Y'all can.
I would definitely tell my bitch like, bitch, no.
No, I mean like that's. I mean, it's not.
Okay.
So basically, y'all telling me that the onus is on the man to take the L, not you.
Wait, say that again.
The onus is on the man to take the L, because whenever a man steps up to you, he's the one that stands the chance of being rejected.
Yeah.
He's the one, right? If you ain't doing it, so you, the woman, are in a place of power because you get to do what? You get to
tell him yes or no.
But
tell them yes or no.
But so many times, when women do that, they block their own blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm a huge blessing, by the way.
Honestly, what's meant for you will not miss you. Period.
Well, it's you said
with that sentiment.
God help those who want to be helped.
Oh, please! I don't agree with that sentiment.
Who did God send the boat for? Who did God send the boat for? And the boat came to
says the man kept on saying,
"No, thank you.
You gotta help.
No, thank you.
Gonna come help me." Look, I think that, and this might be where some women go wrong, and then when they find the man happy with somebody else, they're like, if he really wanted me, he would have stuck. He would have stuck through the. He would have worked for me. And no, it does not work that way.
So do you
what is not always meant for you will be for you. It doesn't work that way.
No,
I'm
not saying you should just sit there and just let the man do all the work.
Well, you right though. Some shit that's not right for you ain't gonna meet your STDs, babies. If it's not yours, it ain't yours, boy. Keep it strong, baby.
No. But okay. So now, thanks for saying that, right? So you're saying, you will not only let the man do the work. So that's why it goes back to my earlier question. What are you doing in those stages? Right, if the man basically is doing all the work, because during that talking stage, if the man, hold on,
today's society,
right? I would take a nigga on a date. Come on now, like we're talking about dating.
Yada. Let's give each other a chance to talk. We don't want to yell over each other. We want to make sure we hear each other and respect each other.
You said drink.
I know, right?
You would take a nigga out on a date?
Yeah, no. Honestly, the first date is on you. Honestly, period.
Why?
But the second or fourth, whatever, yeah.
Why is the first date on me?
Because I've never shot my shot. If you shot your shot at me, you.
But if I shoot my shot and you like me as well, and you're like, okay, maybe this nigga's just shy. You don't know what else is going on. Can't you just ask him like?
How you shy? Shot your shot.
Here's
alcohol, hookah, music, club. I can shoot my shot in that situation.
Oh my god!
That just sounds like liquid courage.
But let me ask you a question though. Why do you have a problem with a girl taking you out on a date?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just asking them, why is it that they feel like the first date always has to be from the guy?
To me, it's because you pursued me. At least that's how I see it. And it's like I don't, at that point. I don't really know your intentions, what you want, So
if I pull up in the club, I'm like, I'm feeling you. You say you are feeling me too.
Yeah, and it's probably alcohol. How I know it's not alcohol?
So the next day, if I still text you, how do you know I'm not? I can't. You know what I'm saying? If I still text you the next day,
so you say you don't know the man's intentions, but then it's like.
They don't
wait, you don't have intentions as well?
You have intentions when niggas walk up to you?
No. I mean, like, you don't have intentions as well? Like, if you go out and you see somebody that's cute, wouldn't you have intentions, right? And those intentions cause you to like step up to the dude and like.
I don't think females or niggas dress up every night like, yo, I'm about to go to Cardi's or Society or whatever to go find me a nigga.
Yeah, I don't dress up to be like, I'm gonna just go out and find me a nigga tonight. I'd be like, I'm going out to shake my ass. That's what I'm gonna do.
And go drink
and a nigga find me.
Hey, there's shaking, and I like what he's shaking. And I approach you, and I said, "Mommy, you are shaking very nicely. Can I asking your number.
Yes. Shooting a
And then
shot.
you're like, oh yeah, I like the way you were shakoing over there.
Right.
Collect the numbers. 240, da 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 da
Yeah.
da. Next day, I call you, hey, you are that girl that was shaking in the club. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? No, literally, because that's all I know you from. Because honestly, if I see you in the club, I don't know you, man. I don't know you. I just see what I like physically.
That was that one thing.
That was that one thing that attracted me to you. So if the next day I'm like, I even text you or call you, you should be like, oh, okay, maybe he wants to know me more.
Beyond
you know what I'm saying? Beyond the ass shaking or whatever. So I myself can be like, okay, I appreciate. I think that's what he was saying. Like, what do you guys see? Like, does that entail enough to just be like, okay, I like the fact that you even said that. Let me get to know you as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're even persistent enough to text me the next day. Because there's niggas that go to the club and just want girls for that night. You know what I'm saying? But if the next day I'm texting you and all of that, but then there's some niggas that do that, and then girls be like, "Oh, he thirsty," and then that's how you.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
What do you
true.
mean?
Very
Like,
true.
Well,
True.
and let's stop it here. You know what? I think we could actually talk about this topic all day.
Yeah.
No.
So
Fact.
we're gonna end it here.
Okay.
I want to thank y'all for coming out to Couch Talk. You know, it was actually a lot of good topics, and it actually spans off just some other good ideas that we should talk about. You know, this Couch Talk series is definitely about conversations like these, and you all brought a lot of great points. Okay, so I want to thank you all for coming out. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody, and we're going to go ahead and start to my left. Got Miss Yada, Miss Tutu, Jason, Kimbo.
AKA CFE, AKA King K.
All these AKAs.
Speaking of AKs, excuse me, where's our Uncle AK?
Hey, shout out to AK, shout out to Reflex. Shout out to all the guests that have been on the Couch Talk. Shout out to Ma, shout out to DJ Barack, shout out to Miss Nane, Miss Nancy, Fran.
this nigga trying to hold guest list.
Man.
Shout
There's
out
been
my
a lot
nigga
of good
Reflex.
guests. There's been a lot of good guests, you know.
On the
We
couch.
just want to continue to thank you for all the support, all the contributions. Don't forget SitM Podcast.com where you can shop merch.
Buy these sexy
Thanks for
cups.
having us.
Let's keep
This
going.
nigga-
Yo, stuck in the middle, y'all.
Yeah, this is dope.
Shop on the site.
We out.
Site. Boom. Shop. What is it? Stuckinthemiddle.com.
Right.
Stop it.
SITMPodcast.com.
Podcast. It's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.